Hello everyone, I'm back and I just got back from seeing the new Christopher Nolan war movie Dunkirk. And I just want to start off by saying that I think out of all of the Christopher Nolan movies I've seen, this was my absolute favorite. I've seen his Batman movies, I've seen Inception, and I've seen Interstellar. And I definitely enjoyed this the most. To me, the way the stories starting out, you follow um, two soldiers, a couple pilots, and there is just a normal sailor guy, like towns person, and he is going to help out by sailing to Dunkirk and getting or rescue some of the soldiers that are stranded there on the beach. And basically that is it. You don't really get a huge backstory for any character. No characters, I believe, really have names that I can remember. And it's just so immersive. I saw it in IMAX and it just felt like every time there was someone shooting at them or a plane is flying by, you can feel it yourself, and you feel like the whole time, the way this movie is shot, you feel like you are in the movie with the characters, like you are going along with them. And I seriously cannot believe that this happened. It starts off, I'm not going to give away the whole movie, I just want this to be a quick review, my first thoughts. It starts out with all the soldiers, the British soldiers, on a beach in Dunkirk in France, and there are like 400,000 soldiers there, and there's also French soldiers as well, and they are literally stranded there, and they are getting picked off by the Germans on the beach, and all they can do is just stand there and wait for the boats to come. And it is just so well done, it is so well shot. All the performances are wonderful. Tom Hardy is in it as a pilot. He is great. There's not a lot of dialogue in this movie. And you would think that would be weird, but it actually fits the vibe of the movie really well. You're supposed to feel like you are there with them. And as soon as the movie starts, it never lets you go. You're like in a whirlwind. Like there's no time for you to stop and breathe. You feel like you're going through it with these soldiers. And I feel like Christopher Nolan just masterfully shot this movie. There are some points where I literally felt like I was drowning or I was claustrophobic, and it was terrifying. A lot of it was terrifying, and I think I stopped breathing watching the movie at some points. The other thing I want to talk about is Hans Zimmer's score for this movie. There is a thing that this movie does, the music does, and it makes like a timer, like a clicking, and every time the clicking would get more intense and start speeding up, something bad would happen. So you just start hearing the clicker and you're like, uh-oh, something bad's gonna happen. And it was just terrifying. Just everything worked so well together. And I just loved how the different stories, because you are following different characters at the same time. And it's so weird how you'd be following one character and you'd be kind of seeing something happening down below, and then you come around to the other character story and you realize that what you were seeing before was them down below, and all their stories kind of are interwoven, and it was just masterful how he did it. I really, really, really love this movie. I really think so far this year, this has been my favorite movie, and I am not a big war movie person, but it was just so well done. The acting was wonderful. Harry Styles is in it, and I know there was a lot of like weird, um, like people felt like it was just weird that he was going to be in it, but he did a great job. I actually really liked his character. And it was funny because the theater that we went in, um, there was a bunch of older men, and it was mostly an older crowd, and there were some veterans there. And all of a sudden there was like these little teeny boppers that came in at the end, and I just thought it was so fun. I'm like, there's the Harry Styles fans coming in. But anyway, overall this movie is so good. I would highly request seeing it. I saw it in IMAX. So I don't know if I already said this or not, but literally when the planes were flying overhead, it literally felt like planes were flying over your head. When gunshots are going off, it felt like you're about to be shot. It was just such a great immersive experience. And overall, it was such a great movie. I saw it in IMAX. They are also showing it in 70 millimeter, and I really want to go back to see it in 70 millimeter to see what the difference is. But in IMAX, it was just mind-blowingly great. So anyway, that has been my review of Dunkirk. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.